Hello.
Good morning, children.
Oh,
Hey, guys. Ugh. So I played Adventurers League for the first time yesterday because I had time to do so because I'm still unemployed. I played a very squishy wizard who died twice. It was fun.
only twice.
Yeah, but the second time he died. He died. Like he got crit by an orc for 18 damage.
Oh, jeez.
He had 6 hit points.
I've always wanted to play Adventures League, but again, I have shit to do at that particular time on that particular day.
Yeah. The biggest problem for me is the fact there's a game store fairly close to me, but they only do Adventure League on Thursdays, and I have this game on Thursdays. This one's a little bit further away, but they do have it on Wednesdays, so I was able to.
I don't know.
It wasn't me not being reloaded this time. I was just in the restroom.
Okay. Well, you said you went to the restroom, but it sounded like you were already in the game, but I didn't see you, so I figured you had to reload as well.
No, I was just pulling up Roll20 and I was about to log in.
And then you're like, oh wait, I have to pee.
Ran off.
Ken, I don't know about everybody else, but if you're looking to free up your Thursdays, I'd be open to a night switch.
If we need to. At the moment, I'm fine with having Thursdays occupied, isn't that? I'd rather play in a campaign than play Adventures League.
Yeah.
Now, depending on the job that I get, we may have to reschedule.
All right, so I'm 95% sure I correctly leveled up, but how many HP does everybody have, just to make sure I'm not completely retarded?
52.
45?
Okay, I'm in the right
range.
neighborhood.
What you're the bard, right?
I'm the rogue ranger.
You're the rogue ranger. R comes after Pecan. All right. Let's see. D10 for the ranger. Rogues get 8. How many levels of ranger do you have?
1. My
One
first
ranger.
level was ranger, and then subsequently 5 levels of rogue.
Okay. So, what's your con mod?
2.
2.
12.
So, 5 times 5 is 25, plus 10 is 35, plus 12 is 47 hit points is what you should have.
47. Thank you. I only had 44.
Well, Ken, I'm playing in a West March campaign right now. It's pretty interesting. Most of their games are, Thursday through Sunday, so I'm not really sure how that would work, though.
Okay. Well, I'm free on Fridays and Sundays, so if I'm free and have nothing better to do, I could definitely join in if you can give me an invite. What level character do you start? Are most of the parties, or you just start at 1?
We've been going for about a month now. This one is, well, they start off as 1, but you level up pretty fast.
Okay.
But hold on a bit. They're kind of going through some growing pains right now, and when I get a link, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever there's an opening, let me know.
Well, it's not so much just an opening. It's just they're kind of going through some stuff right now. They've kind of pissed me off. But the games are fun. They've got about 7 or 8 DMs that are doing stuff all the time.
Cool.
But magic item problems.
I once quit a game because the DM was giving me too many magic items.
Well, see, this one was they changed up the rules mid-session, so I've had a certain amount of items for about 3 weeks now. And a couple days ago, they decided they're wiping everybody's except for all the new players who got items during adventures, but all the old players did not. So basically, I lost a shit ton of magic items. They changed to a system that I don't like. And yeah, it's been fun.
It's better than getting a magic item or 2 every session and then not really being ever able to use them, and then the game abruptly ending.
There's that option too.
Yeah, that was fun.
I once had a game where the DM made everybody start at level 1, but he gave everybody an epic mount. So I was level 1, but I had an adult dragon that I was flying around and I could use in battle. And I was like, my character doesn't matter at all. I could be Joe Smo the blacksmith and be level 1 and not have any combat stats. I have a fucking giant dragon. Like, this is retarded.
All right. So, into the game. Last session, you guys got to Everland, and you found those of you who are Harpers found a tower with a teleportation ring around the Sword Coast to help you get from point to point in a matter of moments. There's only 5 or 6 of them in around the land, so you still have to traverse to those cities, but it'll make it much quicker to get around when you need to.
It's exciting.
It is.
Don't we only have one Harper, first of all?
Yes, I believe the Harper as well as one of the other members were in there. The other 2 went shopping, unconcerned about the fact that their friends just vamped out of existence, so far as they could tell.
Bartender seemed fairly nice. We
This guy
trusted
seemed
him,
fairly nice,
sort of.
except for teleporting us out of existence.
Yep. But you guys are back together, and one of you has a new weapon, and it is. Where do you guys wish to do?
What did you end up getting weapon-wise?
I called it the Soul Rapier, but it's basically... Hold on, let me read the description I wrote. It's a rapier that allows me to have advantage when trying to figure out if people are lying, and disadvantage on lying, and it gives plus when... it acts as a +1 weapon against demons and devils.
And I bought a bunch of potions, didn't I?
I believe you did buy some potions. Yes.
Fuck.
You also found some scrolls.
I didn't
didn't.
write anything down. I'm an idiot.
Can't take
Wait,
you
so-
anywhere nice.
So you can't lie when you're holding the sword?
I get disadvantage on rolls to lie. Yes.
Interesting.
There's like a book series called The Mortal Instruments, and one of the Mortal Instruments is called the Soul Sword, and like that's one of the things, like while you're carrying it, you can't lie, and it destroys demons just like by being near them. So I called it the Soul Rapier.
Nice.
Good
I
job.
know that
randomly rolled table for items.
I know that I picked up 2 normal healing potions, and then after that, there was something else. Does anybody else remember what it was?
I can't tell you right now, but it is recorded and on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
I'll look after the session.
Yeah, it looks like you're not using that potion this session.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I was half asleep for the last hour of last session. I have no idea what went on.
Also, secondary question about the portals: like, is it big enough to bring our horses, or would we have to be like leave those?
Well,
at whatever.
it's at the top of the wizard tower, so you'd have to like get past the front desk, who didn't seem too thrilled about us being in there, with a horse and wagon, and somehow get it upstairs.
It's a wizard tower, right? They can help us out with that.
Cast fly on the wagon, fly it up to the top.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just wondering how feasible that is.
Well, we don't know where any of the other circles are, like what buildings and stuff they are in. This one may be feasible, but the other's unknown factor.
That is true.
No, you're not gonna be able to. There's some in cellars. There's some in towers. The stable loft. You're not gonna be able to take horses and stuff with you.
Okay.
Additionally, as a Harper, that's part of the network, hiding the super secret, don't let people know they're here teleportation ring. I feel like a horse and a wagon walking through the lobby and then not coming out for 2 weeks, it kind of keys people in.
Yeah.
Right. Now, you also know as a Harper that both Everlund and Silvery Moon are kind of like Harper strongholds. Everlund maybe a little less, but Silvery Moon is kind of like the center of the Harpers. And that's the nearby big city. It's just a day or 2 north.
Yeah, which is why we totally didn't build a portal there.
Well, right, because as they told you, it's a security problem, so they're not going to put a security issue in their own city.
Right. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm still so you know those little magic like figurines of animals that turn into animals?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Is there one of those that's a horse doing that?
There are some that can be mounts. I don't believe they have a official horse one. Let's take a look here and see.
On a semi-related note, I took Find Steed so that when we teleport somewhere, I can summon a horse.
I was
There you go.
I was actually thinking about taking that.
We won't have the wagon, but
Okay, so they do not have a horse. They do have giant. They do have goats, which you can ride.
They have goats,
Oh.
lions, and griffins, which all
Yep.
seem rideable. Oh wait,
Exactly.
they have the obsidian steed.
Oh, there you go. Yep, they do have obsidian seed. I apologize. And of course, there's the elephant. You could ride an elephant.
Yeah. Okay, so there are mount ones because I'm
Yes.
gonna want one of those.
Oh,
But you'll
that's
also know that is a very rare item, so good luck finding one of those.
Well, the steed is very rare, and the elephant is rare. The griffin, like they're all rare.
Yeah.
None of them are common. Oh, the raven is uncommon. That's useless as shit.
I also have a spell that if we're in a bind, we can all possibly. I'll have to look at the CR options, but I have conjure animals now.
Oh, I'm gonna get that spell eventually
Yeah,
because
but
it's like one of the only good ranger spells.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I have to make a fucking table for rolling conjured animals again?
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna abuse it. But I had to.
I'm gonna use it all the time. It's
At
like the
level
only
6.
good ranger spell.
All right, I do want to point out for you guys that those spells do state that it's kind of DM fiat, and the way I generally do it is I just roll on the table for it.
That's fine with me.
So, just so you know. But yeah, so you guys are in the city of Everlund. We'll say it's the next day. You're all rested up, fooded up. Where do you wish to go?
can we go back to the overland map?
Sure.
How much money do I have left? Oh, not a lot. Okay. I was gonna say, even if there was one of those figurines, I cannot afford it.
No, those things would be very, 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 very expensive.
Yeah, and I've just bought a magic sword, so I'm kind of now poorer.
How much money do we have? Because
Well, you should have your own money now. We divided it up.
okay, I have 400 copper, 75 silver, and 183 gold. Gold. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right if you spent a little bit.
Okay. I'm about to say gold points.
I think I had like 200 gold before I spent it's on the sword. But anyway.
All right,
So-
gang. So we have a letter that asks us to seek out King Morin in the Felbar Citadel. We have
You were told about a weapon available in Zymorvan Hall.
Yep. Arafel slept with a woman and lied and said we're headed to Luskan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm up for either Citadel, Felbar, or Zymorvan Hall first. I don't mind.
Okay, what is Zymorvan Hall? I don't remember what was at Zymorvan Hall. Is it dwarves or?
I'm reading
Zymorvan-
those.
Yeah, it was a. You were told about an adventurer there. He is the adventurer you were told as a human. He is a former adventurer who has a great axe that is very strong. Well, not a great axe. What weapon did I say it was? Well, I'm sure Hunter has it written down. That is good against giants. And the book is a great axe. None of you use great
It says
axes.
battle axe.
Battle axe. Okay, so it's a battle axe, one-handed axe that is good against giants.
Well, is Zymorvan Hall a dwarven area?
Give me a history check.
I guess I have no clue.
Zymorvan doesn't sound dwarvish to you, so you don't think it's dwarvish. It might be human, or it might. There are a lot of elves in this part of the world. Silvermoon's heavily elvish. Both the Silverwood and the Moonwood have a lot of elves in them, so it could be elvish. Could be human. It's probably not dwarvish.
All right, well, I was going to look to everybody else and say my vote is we go to Citadel Felbar. But we are going to have to go through Silver Moon, and if I have a map available, we don't have anything that needs to, or we don't need to go in the direction of Mithril Hall at all, do we?
You currently don't have anything to take you to Mithril Hall.
Citadel Felbar is definitely the furthest east that we've been tasked to go. When it comes to heading to both it and Zymorvan, I feel we're going to have to backtrack a little bit, if that makes sense.
If we go to Citadel Felbar, we can actually do both without overlapping on our path at all. But I'm not sure that's important, but I just wanted to point that out.
Well, what I was thinking is we could go, we're in Everland right now, we could go up to Silvery Moon, we could walk to Zymorvan Hall, and then from Zymorvan Hall we could go back to Silvery Moon to Citadel Felbar.
Okay. Because if we go to Citadel Felbar first, we could figure out what Jalan... Oh wait, there's no path between Jalanthar and Sundabar.
Yeah.
So that's
There's
actually...
not. You would have to get a boat.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah,
that's
no,
why I was
screw
looking
that.
at we
Let's
need
go
to
to
go
Zymorvan
this way or this way.
Yeah, then Zymorvan first makes a lot more sense then.
Because we have a disconnect here and we have a disconnect here, so we can't even do Citadel Felbar, come back through Zymorvan, and then head towards Mirabar.
Actually, y'all continue talking. Let me think for a second.
I mean,
I'm
all in
actually-
favor of Zymorvan.
I'm actually quickly
Alright.
looking up another spell because I don't want to take your own equal spell and Ken's gonna nerf it.
I mean, it's going to be several levels before I get it. Like, so it's going to be a while. Like, don't worry about it. Like,
And it's
I will
not
not
that's
have it
right.
for like 3
Yeah.
more ranger levels at least.
And it is not really nerfing. It's just the way that the spell the spell does state that it's the DM's choice, and I don't want to choose on you.
Yeah,
so
basically, it says the DM chooses like a reasonable animal for the environment. Is what
Right.
it says in the
and,
book.
and instead of making it my fiat, I just let the dice choose.
Makes sense.
Ken, do you know what page the equipment and mounts are in the PHP?
153-ish?
Somewhere in that range, yeah.
150 is all your weapons, so...
I'm trying to find out if I can build a boat.
I mean, a metal. I guess
That's as good as Zymorvan. I don't want to. Like, it just makes sense path-wise since we can't. Like, it doesn't make any sense to like bother with a boat.
I'm always looking to make new things. I don't even know if I can make a boat. We can go the other way, and I'll know for next time.
Okay. Yeah. So this is head towards Silvery Moon and then on towards Zymorvan.
All right, you guys head up the road to Silvery Moon. Let's see here. How far is that? Where's my measuring?
I can make a rowboat. That is the only boat that I can make.
Well, that's good to know, I guess.
I don't think we would be going up a river in a rowboat.
I'd rather not. No.
You guys have a bad experience with boats overall.
Well, these characters
I
don't.
haven't experienced boats, and I grew up in Waterdeep, so
Pat, you're drawing little blue specks all over the map.
is he? Where?
There's one on the dot for calling horns. There's one on the E for Silvery Moon.
I haven't. I don't even have the map up. So that's.
Oh,
They're tiny.
I'm not offended. I'm just eating pizza and looking at the map.
Yeah. I was saying, like, how did you notice that? Like,
Yeah, maybe that's from another session or something or earlier, but
All right.
Interesting.
All right. So that is about, with the curve, about 50 miles. So we'll say it's 2 days of travel. And actually, it's a path, so 2 days of travel between Silvermoon and Everlund. So you guys head out in the morning along the path. Arafel, go ahead and give me a d20 roll if you would. All right. There are the hills leading to the Nether Mountains. Rise to your right, to the left. A forest stands, well kept, clearly used for wood and hunting. But the road is seems more or less safe. Let's see. For the afternoon, Verabrar, give me a d20 roll, please. Okay. You're able to, again, make good time. You get about... It is a fairly... you're going a bit uphill, but you kind of reach the peak. It's not a major like slope. The slope is mostly to the east, but there's a bit of a slope there that you have to crest. But you come to the top, and you're able to see in the distance, sparkling against the river, the city of Silverymoon. You'll get there tomorrow. How do you wish to proceed?
Let's not deal with that exhaustion crap again.
Yeah, we're making
Go to
camp.
Yeah.
All right.
That was going to end very badly.
You guys make camp. And watch set is who again?
Calder's
It's-
first.
Yeah, and then after 4 hours. So there's 2 watches, and then I wake up for the rest of the night.
Okay. So is that Ryle
I think
or
it's
Arafel that takes
Caldrus,
second
then
watch?
Arafel.
Okay.
No, you guys, they like rotate whoever gets a night off. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, let's just do that.
All right. Very good. So let me roll. Watch. Okay. So, Caldrus, as everyone's sitting down for the night, you're just sitting by the fire, trying to keep your eyes open. You hear coming up from Silvermoon. You have just a what ho, and someone trying to get your attention. What ho the fire.
I will wake up and go, what ho the darkness?
All right. It's a woman says, my name is Jordith Talvison. I am a knight out of Silverymoon. I was wondering if I could use your fire.
Can I see the person?
You can see a figure on a horse. It seems to be a large armored figure. The voice seems human.
Sorry, I'm chewing on pizza. Come closer, step into the light.
Okay. He will heel his horse closer. and he has, you see him wearing strong armor. All this armor is gashed. He has a broken lute strapped to his back. He seems quite tired.
Does he wearing any visible insignia? Does he have Silvery Moon logos?
Yes, you do recognize Silvery Moon. Give me a religion check.
Oh boy.
I'll aid from my slumber.
The Paladin,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, you definitely recognize on his breast is the Silver Moon. On his cloak, there is a symbol. You can't get a good look at it in the moonlight, so you're not sure what it is. But there's definitely like a religious emblem on his cloak.
The others are sleeping, but if you can keep quiet, you're more than welcome to the fire.
He'll nod and thank you and get down off his horse. He'll take care of the horse quick first, take the saddle off, rub it down. He'll sit down, laying the broken lute gently on the ground and taking his seat next to the fire.
Tough roads, traveler?
He nods. He says that he was pursuing, he and his squire write about protecting the roads and travelers. They were previously north of the city, patrolling the woods for, rogues and vagabonds and the like, when they were set upon by some frost giants. He managed to take down one of them, but the other one escaped after killing his squire. Then he lays a hand on the lute, kind of reverently. So he's after a bit of revenge. He thinks that they passed this way.
Well, we've just come up from Everlund by way of Callinghorns. I said that backwards. We've just come up from Callinghorns by way of Everland. We haven't seen any frost giants, but there are definitely a lot of giants about. We've encountered several fire giants and even a few hill giants ourselves.
He takes stock of you and says, if you've fought that many giants and survived, you are mighty indeed. The frost giants I encountered.
Sorry.
No worries. I gotta remind myself what the fuck the frost giants want.
That would be my next question. Were the frost giants after something, or did you just encounter them on the... Well, you weren't on the road, you were out in the wilderness, right?
Right, yes. He tells you he did definitely, he did just encounter them. Where is the... information I'm looking for? There we go. Okay. He tells you that he doesn't know what the frost giants are looking for. They did have a stone that they were consulting as they were
Like scrying?
like they were trying, like maybe scrying or something. He doesn't know what. It seems like they were using it to track something. He doesn't know what.
Caller still kind of like scratch his chin and be like, and ask, I'm guessing the one that got away had the stone?
Yes, it did.
That's worrisome. There's been a lot of upheaval in the giants lately, so we've encountered them all the way as far as just outside of Waterdeep, and we were worried that places like Silvery Moon had been set upon as well. We know that there were giants south of Everland, but we hadn't seen any here between the Nether and the Silverwood.
He nods and says, Silvery Moon does its best to keep the peace. There are, rough... The hills are hard to patrol and the woods are old and dark, but we do our best to bring the light to them. I don't know... I had to take rest. As you can see, my armor is... I took a few wounds myself in that fight, so I'm desperate to find where this giant left to.
Well, I can certainly relate. I've been struck and squashed a few times myself and had to have my armor repaired. It might do you well to give a night of proper rest and repair in Silvery Moon before setting out.
He says, a night of rest and repose could do my body good. My spirit does require me to continue. I swore that I would not rest until I slew the killer of the one who was entrusted to my care.
I can certainly understand that. I would just hate to see you tired and exhausted and then happen upon the creature and you have the upper hand.
I appreciate your concern. If you join me, I could get you a letter of recommendation. I am a member of the Order of the Gauntlet, and we are sworn to protect the North. If you assist me in this errand, I will get you a letter of recommendation you can turn in at any temple that is associated with us, and they will be able to help you.
I'd have to discuss it with my companions, of course. We were headed out towards Zymorvan Hall. Depending on where you had encountered the giant, we can certainly keep eyes to the ground for any signs of him west of the city. Were you following a trail, or...?
He said that they encountered up north. The trail seemed to head south. He did kind of lose it, though, so he was hoping to find something along the trail here. But it was a few miles north of Silvery Moon. He tells you could reach it by the battlefield around sunset tomorrow. So if you have someone he's not really trained in tracking, so if you know someone who that has that ability, you may be able to find out where they went. It was just a couple of days ago.
Well, it's certainly something that I can discuss with my companions once they've awoken. Did you plan on setting out still tonight, or are you waiting until the morning?
He says that if you don't mind him sharing your fire, he would like to stay till morning and take some sleep.
Well, by all means, take some sleep, rest, reserve your strength, and me and my companions will discuss it in the morning.
Okay. He thanks you. And by the way, he is in fact wearing plate mail.
I assumed, yeah.
I just had to confirm on the character sheet. Okay. So yeah, when you rest in the morning, you wake midway through the night. You wake up and you explain to your new companion. I don't know if you wish to say anything in particular about it.
No, I'm just gonna explain basically what just happened. He's a guy from the Order of the Gauntlet seeking revenge on a frost giant, and we'll talk more about it in the morning. But he's trustworthy. Just keep an eye on him for your shift. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
And I take a nap.
All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and go through till morning. So in the morning, you wake up. The knight wakes up and does some, it says a prayer. Now that it's morning, it's easy to see. You can see that he is a knight of sworn to Tyr, Tyr. Caldrus.
All right. Does my character know anything about Tyr?
Give me a religion check.
My
I'll
cleric
aid.
is not a very good. He's not very good. Oh, wrong one. Subtract 3 from that.
All right.
Yeah, 3.
Okay, that's good enough. Tyr's a fairly well-known god. He is the god of justice. He is has a war god, but he is the god of like righteous battle.
Okay, well, I'll introduce myself to him and say any Knight of Tyr is a friend of mine, especially if he's taking out frost giants. If you don't mind, I think I could help you with your armor problem. You seem to be pretty beat up. If you let me take a look at it, I could probably patch it up, make it usable.
All right. Yeah, he will thank you and accept your offer as long as it doesn't take too long.
It shouldn't. If you just sit by the fire, join the rest of us, and maybe enjoy a meal. I'm not sure what our friends over there are cooking, but it shouldn't take me too long.
All right. Yep. So he will go and sit down in the for breakfast, and in the meantime, you will be able to fix his armor. And with that, he will thank you profusely. He didn't have the time to stop himself, but he is more than happy to take the time with you to do that.
And I'll just tell him, well, the roads are dangerous this time, or now for some reason, with all these giants around. We're doing what we can.
All right. He thanks you and asks if you are going to accompany him back to the site to see if you pick up the trail.
Arfiel would like to. He says he's already started writing a song called the Squire's Vengeance.
I think I was asleep during that whole deal, but if he explained it to me, I'd probably want to go.
Yeah, we're assuming that when you woke up, the Caldrus explained all this.
Alright. Yeah, Vera brought his silence going.
All right. So you guys set out. What I'm going to do, we'll roll d20, and if you roll a counter, basically you'll just encounter the frost giants without having to go all the way back. So let's see, we are on Caldrus, give me a d20.
Can I try to track the giants too? Does that give us like an advantage on this?
You can try and give me a tracking roll, but you're gonna have disadvantage because you don't know where. It's hard to. Once you find the tracks, you can follow it, but it's hard. Right now, you're trying to find it if you don't know where to look for it. But yeah, give me a survival check.
That was terrible.
No, you do not know. You do not see any giant tracks. So yeah, you guys manage to get get there. Silver Moon's a few miles in the distance. You can. He tells you you're just gonna ride around it basically to avoid being stuck in the city. Ryle, give me a d20 roll, please.
Look at that.
Yep. So as you guys start working your way up kind of in the hills, coming down out of the hills, you kind of start back because about 50 feet in front of you is a frost giant with a gigantic wolf by his side. And we will need to roll initiative. Give me a moment.
Nymeria?
It's so green.
That's where she went.
That's where who went?
Nymeria. Don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. I haven't watched it recently because I caught up to the books, and I'm like, I want to finish the books first.
They're different in the books.
I know, but I'm stubborn.
Yeah, I've been waiting about 6 years.
The
for
thing that
next
like
book
is
to
the
come out.
most weird to me is how they did the Greyjoy situation. Like they call him Euron, but he acts and seems like Viserion.
It also annoys me they never brought back Lady Stoneheart.
Yeah, that annoyed me too.
Yeah.
Who?
Lady Stoneheart.
I would, yeah, don't spoil it because I hope I
It's a
encourage you to read the
character from
books.
books.
I'm
And
not
it's
going to read the books.
show.
You're not gonna read. Okay, well, it's Caitlin Stark, reborn by the power of the Morning
Oh, wow.
Lord.
She's
Yeah.
scary.
She's very scary.
She basically goes on like a giant revenge mission.
How long after the Red Wedding does that happen?
The end of the next book.
Oh, so like no, we've
It'd be,
well,
it'd be
we're
like
well
the end
past
of
that.
season 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but I actually wanted to see Patchface. The crazy jester guy.
Yeah.
Sad he wasn't in the show.
Can we get a darker shade of green?
This is quite
You're,
fun.
you're gonna get the green and you're gonna like it. And I can change it. How do I do that?
On the page settings up at the
Yeah.
top. I'm gonna grab a glass of water before combat starts.
Okay, actually, I might do that too. Why are you not changing?
That way I have
Choose
something
different
to
shade.
drink when I get squished.
I'll be right back too.
Again, I broke it.
I'm back.
All right, sorry about that.
So I still don't have access to the Clockwork Golems.
Why do you not hold on? We're using the skeletons, right?
I distracted from the construct thing in the player thing.
Yeah. Edit. Should be able to. All right, try it now.
I still can't do anything
All
with
right,
them.
let me try making new tokens. All right. Give that a try.
I cannot.
All right, well, hold on.
Do
I'll
they
try this
represent a character sheet?
Yes. He's got... You can access the character sheet, right?
Okay, so
Let me try
put one down.
Hold on. I'm going to remove the default token.
Yeah, that's where I was going. That's why I was going to ask to put one down so that we had a token on the page.
Yeah. So I'll try moving that one. Yes? Okay. All right. So we got that worked out. Alrighty.
And now we're just assuming I cast Animate Dead as soon as I woke up.
Yeah, I always assume that. Just make sure you mark off the spell slot.
I do. I just leave myself at 2.
Wolf. All right. So as you guys are come down, you will hear the giant, those of you who speak giant, say, "How many times do I have to kill this puny one?" Caldrus. I'm sorry,
Nope.
Bearbar.
Okay. How far am I away from that? Okay. I want to use a dash as my bonus action, so that I can get up here.
Okay. So you're leaving the horse behind?
Yeah, I'm jumping off the horse.
Gotcha.
Then I'm going to make an attack against the wolf. It's with advantage, but that still sucks.
Yes, I don't believe it's going to hit even with advantage. Nope. Even with advantage, that fails.
Alright. And then I have 25 feet of movement, so I'm going to back off to...
Okay. Do you speak giant?
I do.
Then you hear him say, "No, Fluffy."
Hmm.
And it says, "Sick him." So the wolf is going to pursue you. And is
Great.
going to try and gnaw on you.
Hopefully it rolls like I did.
Interesting, CR3 creature only gets one attack. Oh, well. Yes, he rolled a 14. I'm going to assume that's not hit you.
Does not hit me.
Okay. Very good. The knight is up. He is going to shout out for revenge, and he is going to charge forward on his warhorse, and is going to take some swings.
Totally getting skipped.
Oh, I did skip you. I'm sorry.
How does
It is your turn.
how does this whole horse-mounted combat thing work? Otherwise, does it take an
you can use
action
your-
to get off? Giggity.
I'll let you be off the horse if you want to be off the horse. If you want to be riding the horse, you can. It would take an action in the future to get off. And you can use the horse. Basically, the horse has its own movement, which is it has action, but it can only move, dash, and disengage.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that we saw this thing coming before it was 40 feet away and have got off my horse.
Okay. Yes, it is currently about 40 feet away from you. Okay, going.
Yeah,
So,
and then I'll go for
very good.
Fluffy.
That's a hit. That is not.
Well then, 11.
Okay. Very good. Now the knight, shouting in anger and rage, charges forward, wielding a massive great sword with dash and aplomb upon his warhorse. Oh, did not realize you weren't in there, Ryle. Sorry about that. Is that the right number?
Yeah, I forgot to roll for my familiar.
Okay.
I'm in there. My bad.
No worries.
Last initiative, anyways.
Okay. So he's able to. The first one clanks off the giant's shield. The second one will, in fact, impact the giant's flesh, doing a little bit of damage. And Ryle.
All right. I'm gonna hop off. The cart moved about right here, and tell all my golems to fan out and attack the to support Matt, attack this wolf. So they're all going to get out. They're going to do what you should never do as a PC and clump up, because it makes them easier to move. And I'm going to get within range and fire up bow shots. So that should be... Did any of those hit?
Yes, 2 of them do. Actually, I apologize. 3 of them do.
So it does 14 damage. And I'm going to cast Bless. Or Ryle is going to cast Bless on Matt, Caldris, and
Everybody not right.
Pad, do you want it, or do you want me to keep it?
Just cast it on whoever you want, man.
Okay, then I'll cast it on me, everybody but Airfiel.
Okay.
And that gives you a 1d4 on attack rolls and saves.
Alrighty. Giant is going to be annoyed. Let's see. He is going to swing a couple times at that knight. Well, first one hits, second one does not. He crit failed. However, the first one hit for 33 damage.
Dang.
Knight is still up, but his nicely mended armor is now ruined again. All right, and
Typical.
we are to Arafel.
All right. Airfield is going to start. Oh, I almost just exited out of the game. He's going to stand up in the cart, and he's going to start playing this song. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to play it, and he is going to cast Call Lightning. It's a DC 15. Let me just see the dimensions of it. So I'm gonna cast it right behind the giant, probably like right there.
Oh, the giant. Okay.
Yep. Like pretty much right on top of him, but in a manner so that it's not, gonna attack. It's not gonna hit the knight.
Gotcha.
I'll post it.
All right. That giant is not able to get out of the way of the lightning. He will take all 13 damage. All right. All righty. Very good. Bird?
Socrates is going to fly off towards this wolf, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it. So I'll move him, and he will end his turn.
All right. Veribar.
All right. Veribar is going to take this opportunity to continue attacking this wolf.
All right, that is a hit. Then you do your sneak attack. 16, 24. No, 16, 22, 32, 35. All right, his white fur is stained red.
Question.
All right, is that all for you?
Yeah, I'm going to stay in range of the wolf at the moment.
Okay. He didn't like that. So it is the wolf's turn. The wolf is going to swing down around this way. You do get attack of opportunity if you like on him, Veribar.
Absolutely.
That is a hit.
That's already a hit. Okay.
Yep. All right. And then he is going to open his mouth and kind of howl at the two of you. And I need you both to give me, I think, con saves?
So,
Dexterity saves. Dexterity saves, please.
so as a 6th level paladin, I have a sexy little aura now. So we both get to add my charisma modifier to our save.
I think I passed anyway.
Oh, I'm just saying that for when I fail it.
Oh yeah. Dex is what I'm good at though.
10?
Okay. Plus, I believe you get the D4. He's blessed, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Or yes, he's blessed.
11.
Okay.
Yes.
Nope. DC was a 12, so you were so close.
Oh,
Nice.
All right. You take 17 cold damage. Veribar, you take 8.
Evasion is 7th level. Damn it.
Caldus, it is your turn.
You said I take 8?
8, yes.
I'm gonna kick the dog.
That's a hit. Still up.
Still up?
That's also a hit. Let's see. 13. Yep, still up. He had.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge against that? How does that work?
Uncanny Dodge, I believe, is you can half damage taken against you. So yes, you can use. Well, no, that's the reaction. You already used your action to use to attack.
To make an attack of opportunity. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna smite on my second attack.
Okay. All right. Yes, he had 3 hit points left, so he is very dead.
Yeah.
Did you smite a second level slot?
It should be 2d8. Oh, it was supposed to only be 2d8. I misread.
Okay.
I thought it was 2d8
Okay.
plus 1d8 per level, but it's 2d8 for first level plus 1d8 after. So 11 damage.
Okay. Well, he was. I will let you roll that back because he only had 3 hit points left. So yeah, you are good to go there. That is your attack.
I will walk 30 feet.
Okay. Very good. With that, the knight is up. He will again try and smite the shit out of this. Wrong button. Help if I was the knight, not the frost giant. And one of those will hit. And you'll do a little bit more damage to the giant. The giant does not like the fact there are 2 of you now surrounding him. He feels like he's a bit outnumbered. So he is going to try and finish off this knight again. That's a hit. That's
I'm going to
17 damage.
use, what is it?
Cutting words?
Vicious Mockery, and I'm going to yell out, not Vicious Mockery,
Cutting words.
Cutting words.
Cutting Words, Jesus Christ. Eat Lightning, bitch. Why don't I have it? think it's a D8. I'm gonna roll a D8. It's either a D8 or a D10. No, I'm sure that doesn't have any impact on whether his attack hits.
No. That does not make anything. Not make a difference. So it could have. He rolled really well, but he rolled pretty good there. However, the knight is in fact still alive because he rolled really shit on that damage. Although he's looking pretty wobbly.
Let's
So
hope
he will try and
sorry.
and one more attack. And his repaired armor just barely is enough to keep him up. And the Frost Giant's very annoyed. All right, Ryle.
All right, I'm going to yell at the golems to fan out and support our friends. And I'm going to have them stay where they're at, but move out a bit. They should be in range to attack. And then I'm going to move about 30 feet closer, which should get me to about the horse.
Mhm.
My that is not what I meant to grab. The golems are all going to use a bow attack, and I'm going to use a Toll the Dead attack. So, do any of those hit?
The 17 and the 18 hit.
All right, he has to make a wisdom save for mine.
Okay, he does save.
Okay, then 10 damage from the bows.
All right. Where's the... Oh, god damn it. I had the giant go on the knight's turn again.
I thought he had like legendary actions or something. I was gonna say.
No, I'm just dumb. I even rolled the knight twice, and I rolled the giant again. Okay. Anyways, the knight. I'll have the knight go on this guy's on the giant's turn, and I give it. Need to do 10 damage there. Okay, very good. We'll do it right the next time. Alrighty. Socrates. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Right.
Arafil.
Arafel.
Arafil is going to strum his guitar again. The giant cloud, which I did not describe earlier, is going to cast down another bolt of lightning, hopefully on the giant. Oh, I don't have it on attack.
All right.
Dang.
That's nice. I like.
Oh, it did. Okay. No, it didn't. Oh, why didn't I roll? There we go. All right. He makes that save.
Right. And then I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Verabrar.
All right. And a bird.
Socrates is going to fly over to the giant, and he's going to land on that horn and start pecking at him. Basically using the help action to distract him.
Right. All right. Verabrar.
All right, Verabrar is going to run up.
Yep. And you have advantage. Yes, you have advantage for the bird. With advantage, that is enough.
Yeah, and plus the bless.
Right.
And plus D8 if you want it.
Yeah, I mean, but with bless, I rolled a 20, so I'm just going to save that.
Okay.
So,
Well, you rolled a 15, so you're fine. All right. Giant's looking a little wobbly, but he's still up, and that axe is still big and mean looking.
And then I will run back here.
All right. This is Caltus.
I will longsword. I will smite at 2nd level.
Alright, so 24 total.
Still up.
Still up. Still up.
Longsword.
And that is not a hit. Well, you have bless, so if you want to roll a bless and see if you can get over the target.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oof.
That is a hit.
Fuck it. Smite at 2nd level again.
Okay. 25. He has 2 hit points left.
God damn it.
Then
The knight's
the
chain.
knight.
How symbolic is that?
The knight is wobbly himself. They're both kind of leaning on each other. Well, he's leaning more on the giant, but the giant's barely standing. And you kind of hear him whispering. For Thomas, as he swings his great sword mightily over his head.
You can do it, NPC.
But
Yeah.
He does do it. He rolls that 20. That's just he does bare minimum fucking damage with a great sword, but it's still enough. Actually, that's really thematic. I couldn't have, like, if I told you guys that on a second attack he does minimum damage to kill him, you would have thought I was bullshitting you.
Then he missed the first one.
All right, and he kind of collapses off his horse. Beatific smile upon his face.
I will grab the horse's reins.
You grab the horse's reins. Okay, hold on a second. That is a trained war horse. You did not have permission to pick up his reins.
Well, the
He's gonna
knight was.
He's gonna bite
dang.
the shit out of you.
All right, well, bring it on, pony. I ain't afraid to punch a horse in the mouth.
Is this really where this battle would win? Getting bit by our allies' warhorse?
Don't look a gift horse
That's a
in the.
15.
No.
No. Okay. So yeah,
Pinch
you are.
smack the horse.
Yeah, you try and reach out for the reins, and he tries to bite you. And the knight kind of lying on his back just kind of goes. He's well trained enough. He won't run off. He'll just stand there until I tell him to move.
Should let this guy die and take his war horse.
How very unheroic of you.
Hey man, I
after
never
a few
said I
minutes.
was a hero. I just said I was an elf.
All right, I'm
After a
gonna
few
see.
minutes-
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
see what just happened with this horse. So I'm gonna command my golems to come over here and support our knight friend as he comes back, and tell him if he wants, he can lay down in the cart. We can watch over his horse while he rests.
He says that sounds quite nice, and he will go back to the cart. He'll take the horse reins, and he'll tie the horse to the cart so the horse knows to follow. And you guys can head into Silvermoon if you like.
I'm gonna search this
you're-
giant for some kind of weird rock thing.
Okay. You do, in fact, come. Well, let's take a look. Roll me a. Yep. So first off,
Well, you still have bless.
Hmm?
So he's still got bless, doesn't he?
yeah. What does he need bless for?
I think it's like a minute.
Because I
blessed
rolled a
him-
shitty investigation when I had mentioned
Yeah.
searching.
I see. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to really investigate much. He has a big sack. It's very easy. You just dig it through the sack. It just takes you longer. All right. So in the sack there is 1,500 copper pieces, 600 silver pieces, 200 gold pieces, and then since you're the one searching, Cal, just give me a D100.
Well, I was gonna say now, where do these where do these giants keep on getting so much human money?
From everyone
Not
they
that I'm
killed.
complaining.
Right. Didn't want to think about that.
I mean, to be fair, they
Uh,
did raise a whole village.
Also in there is a human-sized rocking chair. Seems to be in pretty good repair. You also do find a stone with a dwarven a ruin of some sort upon it.
I'm not even going to ask why he was carrying around a rocking chair, but, well, interesting. So this rock you found, can you read it? I guess it has some kind of rune or something on there. Can you read that?
I speak Dwarven. Does that matter?
Yeah, I do
Dwarven
too.
does not. Okay, Dwarven does not matter. It's not a Dwarven ruin.
I speak Giant. Does that matter?
Let's see here.
I speak
Giant
Draconic.
Makeout.
Does that matter?
Yes, that will matter. That is the ice rune. Kind of obviously enough, it is the frost that represents frost or ice.
Interesting.
Do I know what it like does or anything?
Um,
I have an 18 Arcana. Do I know, like, is this a sending stone? Is it a?
give me an Arcana check.
Do you need another one?
Oh, I didn't see you rolled me that. I thought you meant like so. Yeah. With the Arcana, you do sense magic on there. You don't know what exactly it's for. It seems to be what class of magic would this be?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
It seems to be divination magic.
I'm going to explain that to the group once we're back. This must be what the... Great, I have to scroll up first name. Theraven or something.
Say, Airfield, you don't happen to know the identify spell, do you?
I do not.
Jordith.
Well, we are going to Silvery Moon. I'm sure we could find somebody there who could cast it.
Yeah, this is what Jordith saw that they were using. I don't know what it's for, but like you said, somebody in Silvery Moon has to know.
Well, maybe he knows something about it. Well,
Okay.
we are going to Silvery Moon. Someone over there will.
Yeah.
Actually, I imagine Arafil like grabs it and tries to identify it, but just can't remember exactly how to cast the spell. He's forgotten. I used to know it, and I switched it out for another spell like a few levels ago.
Nice.
Well,
Seemed cool
as
at the
we're going,
time.
well, if we're going to be driving along, I'm going to cast Detect Magic as a ritual just to verify that it is indeed magical.
Okay. Yes, it is in fact magical.
Okay.
And again, you do detect that it is divination magic.
Okay.
Well, I say we've earned a bit of rest. It was a short road, but it was an exciting one. I say we set out to Silvery Moon.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't help all that much during that fight.
Yeah, but
Is everybody else feeling okay?
with that said, I think that's the smoothest encounter we've had yet with one of the big fellows.
Well, I'm not sure our other paladin friend here would agree, but for us, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, he definitely took the brunt of that one, to be sure.
He holds up a thumb and says, "I am content with the end result of that encounter."
I give like a bang of my knuckles on my armor and say, well, there you have it.
I guess I've got another job to do while we're coming back. I'll fix your armor again if you let me.
He nods at you, sitting up in the back of the cart. Then you guys, it only takes like half an hour to get there. You guys were just on the outskirts of the city as it was. So you're able to enter in to the city, and this is a very stunning city. Again, those of you from Waterdeep, this is the first place that really impresses you since you left. There are tall towers, wide arched bridges, all obviously very elvish, and magic just seems to seep from everything you pass. There's lots of plants everywhere. It's a very green city, very much obviously. The elves obviously still have a lot of sway here. It just feels it feels settled and wise and ancient.
I'm writing notes real quick about the rock before I forget. Jordith, is there anyone in town or in your order that we could take this to find out exactly what it is or what the giants might have wanted with it?
Let's see here.
It's like a stone sphere, you said?
It's it's a quite large, like it's not a sphere. Looks like it's just a hunk of stone with the emblem etched into it, the rune etched into it. On a giant, it's like palm size. For you, it's like so you got to carry two-handed.
Copy.
He tells you that while he is a member in good standing, there are not a lot of gauntlets. The Order of the Gauntlet here. It's not one of their strongholds. However, there is a temple to Mystra, and he is friends with one of the priestesses there, so she may be able to help you.
What god did he say? Or temple tier?
Mystra.
I'll gladly accompany on the way to the temple. Is there anything anyone else needs to do?
Well, if this were one of the dwarven strongholds, I'd want to do some sightseeing, but not no offense to our friend over here, but elves aren't exactly my kind of people.
I'm a half elf.
I'm also
As I
an elf.
said, no offense to our elves here.
I'm half offended.
I prefer the mines and the forge as opposed to, well, what we see around us.
Elves are fine craftsmen. May not be as sturdy and as brute force as the dwarves, but they're certainly capable.
Well, it depends on if you're wanting to get something, flowery or, I don't know, maybe something more naturey than the dwarves. The dwarves just have a certain, a certain thing about them. Dwarven work is just better, in my opinion. No offense to our current company, I mean.
Mm-hmm. I will accompany to the Temple of Mystra. Mystra.
All right. Very good. So you walk in. The knight's had a chance to kind of recoup himself a little bit. He's not feeling great, but he's feeling well enough. And he will walk in and inquire about his friend. Darlin Dawn Tracker.
Darling,
And,
I'm home.
And you guys will be ushered into a small sitting area. And when she comes out, is an elvish woman, quite attractive. You can't really tell age because she's an elf, but clearly, wearing robes, ceremonial robes of some sort. And she'll kind of come over and fuss over Jordith a bit.
But she's cute though?
Trying to, Oh, for an elf, she's very cute, yes.
I'm gonna turn to Ryle and say,
Or an elf. What is this racism?
What were you saying about elven craftsmanship?
I wasn't talking about the people. I was just talking about their forges. And
I mean, I'm sure the dwarves
That's
have
what I
some fine specimens, right?
I'm not into beards, especially not on the women.
So
Sorry.
after she finishes,
A dwarf that isn't attractive to dwarves.
Well, I'm a human, but
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I've been
So,
around dwarves a lot.
He's just a dwarf fetishist.
he's a dwarf taku, but so after she finishes haranguing Jordith a bit, she'll come over to you and say, thank you so much for helping my friend. We are and he tells me that there's something that these fiendish giants had, and if I can help you try to identify it, I will. Yes, ice cream.
Calders will produce the rock of ice.
Okay. She will take a moment to try to identify it. And she says this is some sort of scrying magic. It appears to be trying to search for a certain person. She doesn't know who, because she doesn't recognize the person. She also doesn't think it's working quite as instructed, because it's pulling her, it's trying to guide her in several directions. So perhaps it's trying. Usually, the spell that's being used is used to find one person. She thinks that this may be trying to find. It isn't working right. Perhaps it's trying to find siblings or family, or perhaps it's just not working the way they didn't do the spell right.
when she explains that, Arthel's going to say perhaps it's trying to find a certain type of people as well.
She nods and says that is perhaps the case. But unfortunately, that is all I'm going to be able to detect.
Well, it's more information than we had when we started. So it's something to go on.
She nods and she says, "You found this on a giant."
That's right. Your friend over here. We helped your friend over here slay a frost giant, and he had this and a couple other things on him.
She nods and says, "There's been tales of giants rampaging of late. I don't know if they are searching for something and they can't find the correct thing. Obviously, they're searching. This means we think they're trying to search for something. And the frost giants, at least, do not appear to have the proper bead on what they are looking for. They have been dangerous already. Hopefully, they do not become more dangerous when they cannot find their quarry."
We've encountered several different giants, not just frost, but also fire and hill, and each of them seems to be seeking out things as well. So if you have continued issue with the Giants in the future, keep that in mind. They're clearly seeking out something, someone, etc. So
She'll nod and say, I will keep that in mind. I will make sure that our the loyal knights here in Silver Moon protect us. We are among the great cities of the north. I do not fear for our safety here.
no, I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't fear for your safety either. Just we need all the eyes and ears that we can out there to help figure out exactly what it is they want. So if you are able to piece together the puzzle, just make sure that that information spreads to others out there, because this is not the only city that's seeing giant activity or falling victim to their attacks. And while Silvery Moon may have the walls and people to defend itself, not everyone is so lucky.
And with that, cue the giant boulder through the ceiling.
I will not, in fact, do that. But I will do is have Jordan come over to you, Jordith, and while you've had this conversation, he's been writing up a letter for you guys. And you see him; he's obviously not really good with words. Like, he's got his tongue between his teeth as he's trying to figure out how to phrase something. And he'll say, "I promise you a letter, and a letter I have." It's hard to say where the order might be based out of any particular city, but if you find a temple of Tyre, a Tyr, or of a temple of the Thander, just about every shrine of one of theirs will have at least one member of our order, and they will be. We are not secretive as some. And he kind of smiles up at his elf companion, but we are. So if you need us, even the person you talk to first is not a member of the order, they will know someone who is. Other orders and other, if you find just a random knight or other paladins around, they may or may not be a part of our clerics. But Lathander and Tyr monasteries will almost always have at least some that are among us.
Jordith, you are a knight true to your word, and it's been a pleasure serving beside you.
All right. He'll shake all your hands warmly and ask you to stop by and see him again if you pass through Silver Moon. And he and his elf companion will go fuck off somewhere.
Well, dang, I was going to hit on her.
Yeah, it seems like he beat you to it.
Hmm. What time of day would you say it is?
It's pretty late at this point.
Do we want to retire to somewhere comfortable and set out west in the morning?
Sounds good to me.
We do that
Is
thing.
there a tavern or inn nearby?
Oh yeah, this is a big city. There's lots of taverns and inns around of all different levels.
Verabrar will have left halfway through that past conversation and gotten drunk.
All right. Verabrar is already,
We'll find him then.
okay. Give me an investigation check to see how long it takes you.
All right.
I just want to get away from the Temple of Mistra. Mister and Gon don't have the best relationship.
I don't know much about Mistra.
She's the goddess of magic.
There. All right, doesn't take you too long. He just found the nearest bar, which isn't bad. It's the Temple District, so it's kind of an upscale area.
I will approach I'll find the tavern keep and approach him and offer to play in exchange for some rooms.
Okay. Well, he's already got somebody playing, so give me a performance check to see if he is interested in your offer.
I'm going to scoff at him when he says that, and then I'm going to play.
All right. Yep. You play better than they do, so he will gladly put you up on the stage.
You're so good at that.
Okay. So you guys sit down to a hearty meal, and you guys get rooms, standard costs. I believe that Verabrar is basically free for. Is there anything else you guys wish to do through the evening?
Nope. Just drink and then go to sleep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing in particular.
All right. Arafel, as you perform, you get tips left for you. This is like I said, a pretty upscale area in a pretty wealthy city. You get 34 gold.
All right. What is he charged for our room, or is that also included?
That's not included. What is the room? Let's say this is a pretty nice inn. It's gonna go for. Oh, there we go. It's 2 gold a night.
Arafel will pay for everyone's room. Each get our own room.
Okay. You're easily able to get. He'll happily take your money, and you guys can rest through the night, content in knowing that you did a good deed for the first time in quite a while. No, that's not true. You guys have actually been pretty good about doing good deeds. So yeah, you wake up in the morning, bright and early.
All right.
So,
Shall we away?
yeah, I guess we would get breakfast before we left. And over breakfast, I'm going to say, hey, Arafil, I have these golems over here, and you seem to perform at every single inn we go to.
Oh God.
Think you might be able to incorporate them into your little, your troop here?
Arafil's gonna tap his fingers together maniacally and think about it and say, I think I have something in mind. The next time we stop in town, we'll have to do some preparations beforehand, but we should definitely be able to put on a grand show.
So
I'd like to see what you have planned.
So as you guys say this, the golems, even though they are constructs and a will of their own, have a very unenthused look upon their faces when you say that.
I'll say we have to find some pink fabric on our travels or in town before we set out. Then
Now we have to find something because I'm curious about what you're going to try and do.
All right. So you guys head out. It's going to take about 3 days to get to Zymorvan, about 2.5 days to get to Zymorvan Hall. So we are going to do some more rolls. For the first day, Arafel, why don't you give me a D20, please?
did you say Arafel? I apologize.
Yes, Arafel.
D20 16.
Okay. First half of the day goes. The first day goes uneventfully. You are still within the constraints of Silvery Moon. There, you see some guards ride back and forth, keeping the traffic and incidents down. Verabrar, give me a D20, please.
Alrighty.
Okay. Start to see fewer and fewer patrols, but still apparently very safe. You were able to rest through the evening. And we'll go ahead and say there was no issues in the night. Arafel just shut down Skype on him.
Sorry. Yeah, it just it quit unexpectedly was the message.
All right, but nothing happened. So you guys are able to rest in the night. Night's uneventful. We'll try and pick up a little bit here. So next morning we'll go on further. Cal, just give me a D20 for the morning. Okay. Nope, 1 is fine. Yep, you are quickly able to continue. Not quickly, but you're able to continue on. cart rattling along the path. It's not really a road; it's not paved, but it's just a solid dirt path with cart wheels. It's obviously well traveled, if not well maintained. All right, Ryle. I mean, as you guys ride ahead, Ryle's tied his horse to the cart and is banging away at the cart. And Ryle, please give me a d20. Okay. Yep, you guys are about 50 miles or so from Silvery Moon. As night starts to fall, you're getting close to the moors again. There's a river between you and them. You hear the river rushing by. You smell the moors. You have the mosquitoes back again. But otherwise, it is uneventful. All right, and the night again goes uneventfully. So you're able to wake up in the morning with dawn's rosy fingers caressing your face. Continue on again.
Unless somebody has something urgent that just came up.
Nope. I know it's boring to say we walk more, but
well, it's the way it goes. If the dice fucked you, you could have a bunch of encounters along this path.
Yeah.
And you could have decided you wanted to go to the Evermoors or something, go play with the trolls again.
Maybe on the third trip through here, but they should still remember their lesson.
So this is going to be one more roll as you approach the hall. So we are back to Arafel. Please give me a d20. All right. Give me a d100. Seven.
Good old 7-7.
Good old 7-7.
I hope we're not about to be attacked by 77 or something.
All right. Clopping up from behind you a bit is a figure in a brown and green cloak. He's got a lute, and he's just kind of strumming away on it a bit on a horse that he is riding. And he will approach you and hail you, and he will tell you that his name is... Don't like that one. Nope, he also not also bad. Cruden Graveltoes. He is a ranger. He's a bit of a traveler. He rides about here and hawks minor wares and does a bit of wood cutting, a bit of tinkering here and there. Mostly just enjoys being out in the forests.
Have we ever heard of him before, or is he's local to this area? And
yeah, he tells you he's a local to this area. He's a guide. If you ever need to get somewhere, he'd be happy to guide you there. If you can come across him, he does tend to go to Zymorphin Hall about once a month to get a drink. So you may find him there.
Did you say he had wares with him?
Minor stuff like trinkets and stuff that he might sell to miners or to.
Oh, okay.
He's not a trader. He's just enough to get enough to buy a beer now and again. But he keeps food on the table himself. With the bow he's got strapped to his back. Just a easygoing sort of fella. But he's more than happy to guide you somewhere you need to go for a small fee. He tells you everything north of the Evermoors from Silvery Moon to Mithril Hall he knows. Not a square foot he hasn't ridden over once or twice.
Arafil will look to his companions, especially the ranger, and ask if we're good.
I mean, I don't want to pay him or anything, but if he's offering to help, I'm not going to get my pride wrapped up in it and be like, "No, I'm the ranger."
He's like, oh, fellow ranger. It's very nice to to meet one of such skills. I'm sure I'm not denigrating your skills, sir, and I'm sure if you're heading to the hall, it's easy enough to follow a road. Even these common swords would be able to manage it. Strumming's a light tune on his lute when he says that. But if you ever need to find something a little more hidden, if you're not familiar with the area, please find me if you can.
Arfil will ask if I'll say I mistook you for a traveling bard when I first saw you. Do you perform anywhere?
He's plugging a little bit. It's like here and there, by a campfire, by the stream, in a tavern for my drink. Wherever they'll have me, wherever I needs be, is where I play. Only one who really likes is the horse. And the horse shakes his head as though he does not in fact like it.
Well, we all need at least one fan. I can't say that we particularly need anything at the moment, but considering the natures of our adventures thus far, we very well may find ourselves back in the area and in need of your services.
Arfil will say, perhaps if you travel with us for a bit and make sure we don't lose our way, I could show you how to easily play a few tunes. I can pretty much play anything you've ever heard. If there's something that you've always wanted to learn how to play, I can teach you.
Oh, he thinks that's quite nice of you, and he will take you up on that. And as you guys head on down the road, the two of you he will be a attentive if not particularly skilled student as you ride up into Zymorvan Hall. The hall is at a rocky outcropping over the river. It is a single stone tower, high-pitched roof. Underneath the eaves of the roof, there are wooden statues of baying wolves. The road leads up to the gatehouse and bailey, and inside you can see not just the tower, but also like some low thatched houses. They might be like barns or that sort of thing.
Alrighty. Alright.
Keep making our way.
All right.
Towards the hall.
Excellent. You ride up. The gates are open. It's middle of the day, so people are coming and going. As you ride up, Croonan heads off to the side where there's like a small inn, and he tells you that he'll be there if you have any need of him, and to say hello to Lord Harthos for me. And you guys can follow him to the inn, or you can go right up to the tower if you like.
Yeah, I don't have anything particularly I want to do other than retrieve the weapons. So.
Yeah, I don't remember the details on the weapon. I'd have to scroll through my notes.
It's a battle axe that is good against giants.
Well, I meant like how we know about it.
We need to go to Harthos and say that Urgala sent us, saying that the need is great.
All right.
What kind of settlement did you say this was?
It's not really so much a settlement. It's more like a guard keep. Kind of a first warning in case anything comes down from the north.
Oh, okay.
And there's a couple of small amenities. Like there's an inn and there's a barn and that sort of thing. But it's mostly just like security.
Somebody done deleted my dot.
Well, I don't have anything really pressing that we need to do. I guess we should just find this person, get our weapon, and continue on to Citadel Feldbar. I'm curious to see what we have, what we have over there. been a long time since I've actually never been to one of the big citadels.
I can't say I have either.
I definitely have not. So yeah, let's just go to Harthos right off. And then go to the inn, sleep, and then go back the way we came.
All right. So you guys head in. As you walk up to the keep, this gate, there is a solid door, and that is in fact shut. There is a guard standing outside, human wearing armor.
Oh, the gatekeeper.
I'm gonna nudge the bard forward.
As I walk up, what's the guy's name that we're Lord
Harthos.
Harthos.
Harthos? Arfil will stroll up and say, "Hal, we're here to have a word with your Lord Harthos."
The knight will, the guard will nod. It says, "I will alert the Lord to your presence. Do you have a name to announce?"
I will look back and bow slightly at Verabrar, and this is my lord.
Yeah, I'll say I'm Verabrar Deslantir, and we were sent here by old companion of your lord's, Urgala.
Okay. He'll nod at you and say, "I'll pass that information along." And he'll open the door and head inside. And about a few minutes later, he will come down and say, "Oh, my lord was not expecting you, but he's any friend of Urgala, he says, is a friend of his. Please enter." And he'll guide you in. As you walk down the halls, this place is clearly more for defense than for comfort. It's kind of dusty. Don't seem to be a lot of people around, like you would expect for a guard tower. There are lots of, the decorations are all very martial, though. There's armor and, suits of armor, there's swords, all the floors are covered in long rugs that seem well maintained. He takes you up a few flights of stairs to an office where there is a older human in fine clothing sitting behind a desk. And he will stand up and introduce himself as Lord Harthos Zymoran and shake all of your hands.
What time of
Oh,
day?
it's nice.
Like lunchtime?
It's about lunchtime, yes.
It's nice to meet you, Lord Simon. We've came through your place, and it seems like a defensible area.
He kind of chuckles and said, "Yes, it's not much of comfort, but it keeps me a little active in my semi-retirement. It's never too dangerous, but it's at least this way there's some action from time to time."
Yeah. I'll say in times like these, there's nothing that you can do to be too safe.
It's very true. My family has held these lands and kept this watch for 4 generations, keeping the watch for Silvery Moon to protect civilization from the rampaging hordes of the north. But please, I was told that you know Urgala. How is she?
She's doing well, but it would seem that the need is great.
He leans down and says, she said, "That's an interesting phrase you used there. Did she recommend that you use those exact words?"
She was quite explicit in how great the need was.
He'll nod and say, "Well, I understand what you mean, and I thank you for whatever service you provided for her. Unfortunately, I will not be able to provide you today with a service that was promised. It is true that I had a family heirloom, a relic of a bygone era that may well have served you in this quest of yours. However, my no-good layabout son stole it from me several months ago.
Can
he
I
was-
can I roll while he's doing this? Can I roll insight?
Sure.
Just want to make sure this guy isn't trying to give us the fucking runaround here. Yeah.
Yeah, he seems totally legit.
Yeah.
He seems to be very, when he talks about his son, he seems it's kind of woebegone and kind of, frustrated, like anybody would be with a son who's kind of gone off to join the circus or whatever. He's like, my son is young. He's 17 years old. He fell in love with a rapscallion with some lowborn girl from Yartar, and the fact that she was a lowborn herself is not by itself enough to make me disown him. But the fact that she apparently convinced him to steal a family heirloom and run off to Yartar together makes me think that she might be a member of that dastardly thieves guild that's always causing problems down there.
We have heard rumors about it. We passed through Yartar ourselves on the journey here. We do have things to see to in the east, but we might very well be headed back that direction, and we could look into having a word with your son and discussing. And Calders will kind of motion with his hand, like, I don't know the word to use here because I ain't good at talking. But we'll discuss with your son how.
So Arafil will step forward and ask, my lord, do we have your permission, your grace to take the weapon by force? Should we need to do so from your son?
He says, "Oh yes, give him a good thrashing. Please try to stop yourself from killing him if you can."
Oh, we certainly don't mean to harm him. We just.
Of course, but you're welcome to put him in his place. Perhaps in a decade or two, he would be competent enough with a sword and shield to stand against some strong adventurers as yourselves. But if you were strong enough to impress Urgala, I'm sure that he will stand no. He won't be able to stand against you for long.
We'll see what we can do about the Thieves Guild and making sure that they keep their claws where they belong. They shouldn't be causing troubles this far north.
He nods and says yes. I don't know where they met. They may have met in Silverymoot. They may have met in Rivermoot. He does do some business for me from time to time. She's a pretty girl, and she seems very sweet. But I don't appreciate people that steal from me. So, if you get the axe back, it is yours. If you can convince my son to come back, wonderful. If you can beat it, and if you need to beat some sense into him, feel free. I give you free hand to do as you will.
Speaking of Rivermoot, we've never been there ourselves. Is there passage down the river west from there, or?
Yes, there are. It's not the fastest travel. It's mostly barges. That's how goods get from Mithril Hall down. Rivermoot's just kind of a landing for the goods that are coming east. Further goods move south down to all the way to Yartar and further south.
We have our own wagon and horses and stuff, and I just wasn't looking forward to if we needed to ford the river and then travel overland. I didn't want to be stuck between the river and the moors, so mostly just knowing before we set our sights that far west.
He says yes. You don't want to draft into the moors. Terrible places. Lots of trolls down there.
Worst of all, giants these days, it would seem. Has the hall had much run-in with giants?
Not personally, no. I have heard tales from travelers that the giants were starting to rampage a bit. But travelers always tell tales. I did not know how close to listen to them. Apparently, if you are here for my family weapon, the need is apparently great.
Well, the rumors can certainly get away, but the truth of the matter is there are giants and they are on the rampage, so you've done it for 4 generations, and I trust you to keep your sacred oath and keep eyes on the wilderness before troubles reach civilization. If you have need of our services, we're always at your beck and call.
He nods and he stands up again and shakes your hand and says, "Thank you, sir. I feel that you seem well traveled. I think your quest may take you far afield, but if I would trust that if word gets to you that you will come when I call." And he offers you use of his keep. He has rooms here if you like. You can get your free rooms at the inn, whichever you like.
Coolio. What do y'all want to do?
Drink.
Let's do that.
So probably the inn, and then I'm fine sleeping in the keep because that's like very nice of him. But I definitely want to get some booze in me.
Okay.
We've got a long journey ahead of us. Might as well take a few days or a little while to rest.
All right.
He's got to compare this ale before we hit up a proper dwarven city, so he can compare the two.
That is true. So you're able to get in there. Ale is passable. It's not special, but it's this is a frontier guard tower basically, so you're not going to get top notch here. The stuff you had in Silvermoon, however, was fantastic. And yeah, you were able to wail away the evening. You're welcome to play if you like Arafel, but there isn't really anybody there. There's the old woman behind the bar. There is a couple stable hands, and your ranger friend.
Arafil is too busy. He's got some papers out, and he's scribbling ideas and for his next performance with the golems.
Did you
Okay.
Did you ever end up writing that song?
Oh, not yet.
Well, I feel we got time on the road.
Yeah, and maybe during the week.
Galdress
I mean,
is set.
the Squire's Vengeance.
Yeah, that's what. Galdress is set for the night.
All right. All right, so you guys can wake up the next morning. So, what I will tell you, do you share with anyone where your next goal is? Are you that you're going to Feldbar?
No,
Yeah,
I
probably
was gonna
not.
say,
no.
so far I've only just said we have business east.
Okay. Very good.
I can't speak for the whole group, but Caldress has been very specific in not telling people where we're going just yet.
Gotcha.
Well, aside from the Harpers.
Right. Okay. So I just want to give me a survival check there, Viber.
Okie dokie.
That's not ominous.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm gonna
you're
use my inspiration
Okay.
to not have a 4 and use the 23 instead.
No,
Or
you
do
do
I
have to roll.
re-roll?
You have to
Damn
roll
it.
it again.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Nice.
Fucking hate this game.
Did you get a new picture?
Yes.
Sexy.
All right. So, you're not. This is not really your area. So you don't. You know, there's. You know where Citadel Felbar is. You know, there's a river to the north. You're not sure if it's shorter distance to go north of the river and then down following it, or to go follow the road. Obviously, the road will be an easier path, but you're going to have. It might be a longer route. It might take more time. You're not sure.
All right. I'm gonna tell the group that there might be an opportunity for a shortcut.
Well, if you think we could find one, I'd rather spend as little time on the road as we could.
And I will describe the options and see if they have any input on which way they care to go.
I've never been this far east. I know that the area is definitely an old area. Like he said, there's a lot of elves and whatnot in the forest. But if you think that traveling overland near the forest would save us time instead of even though it's the road, I know it's got to pass through the mountains east. We saw the rises as we were passing through Silver Moon, so it might be easier going.
Yeah, I'd rather go off-roading.
For adventure!
Okay. Do you mention this to your ranger companion, or do you just go off on your own?
Oh,
You mean
if he's
gravel
with us,
tow?
I'm totally gonna.
Hey, he's still there in the inn. He's having breakfast.
And then I assume he would hear us discussing it. Yeah, I'm not being like hush hush about it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when you mention going overland, he just comes over. He's like, oh, Croonin, if you guys are going over land, there's definitely ways to save a bit of time. It's probably about 100 miles longer going by road than over land. But the Red Run River, can be quite swift. There are, however, a few places that you can ford it safely with a wagon. There's also a few passes down through the hills, and again, I'm sure you could find them on your own, but I know where they are. If you would like to have me as a guide, 5 silver a day is what you'll take. It would probably take you. It'd probably take you about 8 days to reach your destination.
I feel like that's hardly a cost at all.
Yeah, I'm okay with him coming along.
Okay. Very good. So he will lead you up into the forest. You take the, you're gonna go just on the edges of the forest. You have the shade of the trees. The grasslands are a little hilly. The forest is a little more flat. And he leads you by like game trails. Sometimes you dip in the eaves. Sometimes you come out through the forest, but you make good time in the wagon. Every path he takes you on is just wide enough for the wagon. We are going to do some more checks, however, because you are off the roads. I forget who the last one was. So Aravel, give me a D20.
All right.
All right. And Verabrar, give me a D20. All right. I'm not going to do 4. I'll roll. Let's see. Let's do this way instead. All right. Third day, you're going to have some sort of encounter. Caldrus, why don't you give me a D100?
37.
37.
No, it's
I was like, where do you see a 37 at?
My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
damn.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Both options are
Wow.
both options are the same. So, Caldrus, I also need a D3, please.
clerks.
All right. Everybody give me perception checks, please.
Yeah, I don't like my clerk references.
I didn't realize it was a clerk reference.
So uncultured.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
All right. Calders and Verabrar, you hear some heavy footfalls in the forest.
Okay. Hold on, I
By the
think
way,
I get some sort of ranger perk.
this is the third day.
When you say heavy footfalls, do you mean like an armored guy or like a frost giant?
With a 22 and 24, you'd think this very easily could be giants. Also, the voices give it away. Also, the fact that as they approach, you can see them through the trees.
Oh, great.
They might be giants.
I will give a shout of warning.
All right. So you guys are alert as the giants come crashing through the trees. Why don't you all put yourselves where you want to be on your horses and whatnot?
Do we have time to do something if we know they're coming?
Let's see what have they spotted you guys. Let's see what their perception was. Yeah, you guys can have you don't get a surprise round on them, but you have enough time you can prepare something if you want to prepare something. If there's something.
I'm just gonna, if I could do it, I'm gonna do Radiant Soul. Like I'm gonna grow my wings out.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get off my horse.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop the horse and get off, or the cart, or stop the horses and get off the cart.
All right. Very good. Your ranger companion will also get down off of his horse. All right. Who was the guy in your token?
Verabrar did.
Verabrar did? Okay.
You have enough tokens there, guy?
I think I could use a couple more. I mean, I've got 3 spell slot or 3 level 3 spell slots. I think I could get about 4 more golems. You know, we'd be okay.
It's like the Necromancer in Diablo 2. 17 skeletons.
It's like the necromancer in D&D 5e.
I have enough to
Exactly.
do.
Have you guys, any of you read Awaken online?
Not yet.
I'd check it out. It's amazing.
That was going to be one of the next ones. I'm starting to read. One of my buddies got me into those lit RPGs.
Yeah, and he's a necromancer in it, and his tactics and ingenuity in the game is amazing.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be the next one I read.
Do it. Yeah, it's
Put a link in Skype when you get a chance so I remember to do it.
yeah. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody roll me initiative.
Oh, god damn.
Jesus Christ.
Do you have a link to the full size of that art for your ranger?
Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of sexy. I'm gonna save that.
All right, everybody in?
I like that he's also smoking a pipe.
He
It's
is.
just very Verabrar.
All right, Verabrar, you are first to act.
Oh, great! They brought another dog.
Verabrar is going to wonder what exactly we want to be doing here. Like, do we want to engage in this battle against two giants, or do we want to, like, tell our horses to run?
I figured we were in the middle of a forest with a cart so that we weren't getting away.
That's potentially true.
Also, all of your companions already got off their horses.
Yeah, I mean, I'm off the horse too, but I can very easily get back on the horse. So that's not a problem.
I feel like
Verabrar,
we're just
you
as
didn't
fast
tell us
as
there
the
were
horse.
two.
What?
So Verabrar, you didn't tell us there were two.
I did say giants.
Yeah, I'm gonna not get anywhere near them, and I'm gonna instead shoot an arrow. And I do actually get advantage on that because being a ranger, I get advantage on the first turn against people who haven't had a turn yet.
Okay. Wait, that's a level 1 ranger ability?
Yeah, it's part of. Hold on.
There's a assassin rogue ability.
Yes, but they'd be level 3
Oh,
rogue
is
for
that-
that.
I'm a level 5 rogue. Maybe that's
Okay.
where I got it.
Are you assassin? Yes, and you would have got it
Yeah,
from there. Okay.
Oh no,
Very
I'm a. No, it's natural explorer. It's part of being a rogue. On your first turn during combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not yet acted.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. So which one are you shooting?
The one on the left.
On the left. All right, that hurts. 20, 32.
And then I'm going to pop off here and use the hide action.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Okay, yep. You fade into the trees. Ryle.
All right, Golems, guard Airfield and attack what I attack. And I'm going to have the Golems move back to guard Airfield. And they're all going to fire, or I'm going to walk forward and let's see, 30 feet. I walk forward about 30 feet, and I'm going to attack this giant over here.
Wait, the same one as that he attacked?
6.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Okay. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure. Thank you.
This one here, I want to make sure I'm trying not to get in range of all of them. Of course, I might have failed that. So he's got to make a DC 14. I'm gonna die.
Okay. He does make that save. So if he makes the save, he does not take any damage, right?
No damage.
One of those bow attacks does hit.
Okay, 6 damage. And I'm going to say a quick prayer to Gond and grip my warhammer tighter.
All right. And we are to Caldrus.
I will move 30 feet. That was 35 feet. I'll move 30 feet, and I will take the dodge action, and while it provides no mechanical benefit, I will begin beating on my shield and taunting the giants.
Why do you? Wait, do you still have whatever that spell is active for the aura, or is it just an aura for fun?
It's just
I'm
a
a paladin. I have auras.
It's just a
Okay.
static. It's a static thing for them.
Okay. I thought it was like those cherubs or whatever.
All right. Arafel.
Arafil is going to. Can they both see me?
You didn't say you tried to hide, so yes, you are sitting
Yes.
on the. You're just sitting there on the cart, or standing on the cart, whichever.
Do these giants look very different?
I mean, they look like the frost
far as-
giants you've seen before. The one. You
No,
fought
I mean
the
like
night.
from each other.
Oh yeah, I mean they're individuals.
All right. I don't know which way I should try to work this. Let me just see the distance on this and make sure. No, I have to get too close for that. And they're in the trees, right?
You guys are you guys are kind of like you're not like in the forest. You're not deep in the forest. They're in the trees, but the forest isn't thick here, so there's no like cover or anything.
All right, I'm just gonna cast. I don't want to risk hitting anybody else. I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness on the. What do you call it? I don't know why I can't click.
Left or right?
Right.
All right. So what is that? Wisdom. Wisdom.
Yes.
+3. What's your DC?
15.
He rolled all right. He rolled a 14. He is a Crown of Madness has appeared above his head.
Right. And let me just read through this. I don't know if it's on my bonus action, but no, I have to maintain control. He is going to attack the wolf.
Okay. As long as it's within melee of him.
Yes.
Right. So I don't remember which giant goes first, so we'll see.
He does.
He does. All right.
All right, Socrates is going to fly out and try and assist us. He's going to go after the guy that we attacked to try and help out the most, and he can actually make it. So he's going to land on the horn here on this guy's helmet and peck at him, and
Alright.
basically distract him for the help action.
Gotcha. Giant is going to try and attack his wolf. He's going to be very angry about that. Yep, that's going to be 2 hits. Axe is going to come crashing down on the wolf. 12 and 21. So 33. He's going to roar and he's going to shout out, I heard that. And he is going to start heading over into your direction. The wolf is instructed by the first giant to attack. Let's see if he's going to listen.
Wolf is sad and confused because Master just kicked him.
Yep. But he rolled pretty good on his wisdom save. So he's going to stay away from that other giant, though. It's his movement.
Oh, did the giant make his wisdom save?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this time he did make it, so the crown faded from his head.
All right.
All right. 30 feet of movement. All right. Oh, 40 feet. So we can actually get to there. All right. Second giant here. Well, the wolf is going to come up and try and get to the paladin. Actually, no, he's not. He's going to stand off about here. It's about a 15-foot cone. Oh, yeah, 15-foot cone. 5. Actually, he's going to come to like here. And he is going to breathe on the both of you, so I need you both to give me dexterity saves.
Well, crap.
Add 3 to that.
I don't
Yep,
think that's going to help.
Not going to help. Ryle? Sorry, Caltus, rather, yeah.
Sorry,
All right.
14.
14. So yes, you take half damage from this. Of course, I roll shit on that too. So 12 damage for Ryle, 6 for Calders. All right. Scout is going to pull off his bow. He's going to be like, I've never had to fight a giant before. This will be new. And he's got a longbow. He's going to try and shoot the giant that was already hit. Then he will succeed. That giant is getting very angry. He doesn't really want to get into melee, but he knows the wolf fights better as a pack. Well, is he smart enough to really understand? He's not too smart. No, his cowardice wins over. He's gonna pull a rock out of his sack. He's gonna chuck it at somebody. So the range on that range is 60 feet. You just wrestling are. You're in range. You're in range. Verabrar is the only one not in range. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of you. So we'll start at the top. Arafel, you're 1. Caldris, you're 2. Ryle, you're 3. Your scout, who has not yet gotten you to the ford, is 4. All right, going for Arafel.
The only one who hasn't attacked him.
Rip.
I haven't attacked him. I just taunted him.
I am going to use cutting words.
Okay.
I'm going to yell, you're going to regret that. Well, it could matter, but I doubt it will.
Roll high.
Roll an 8.
Let me just see. 15. Yep, I need to roll an 8. That's exactly what I need to roll. Or I die, I think. Where is it?
I have 29 HP.
I do, but just missed it.
All right. 29 damage. Actually, let's see if there's a... Let me look up carts real quick. In the meantime, Arafel... It's not Arafel. Cow damage. Verabrar, it's your turn. It's not like my mother.
Alrighty. I am going to loose an arrow from the darkness.
Okay, that's a hit. On the same one?
Yes. That is a shitty damage.
It's not great.
And then I'm gonna wrap over here and take the hide action again.
Okay, give me a high stealth. Okay, very good. Wagon. All right, who's up? Ryle.
All right. Arafel, did you go down?
No.
Okay. I'm going to look back at Arafel, make sure the golems are guarding him, and I'm going to see the other giant heading up towards Arafel, and I'm going to walk to about right here within melee range of all 3 of these guys and cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell my golems to fan out and again protect Arafel. So I'm going to
Holy
position
damage
them.
rolls, Batman.
Oh, I know. That's a good one. So I'm going to tell him to go over here and guard Arafel. Stay around him as best they can.
Okay.
And all of them are going to take pot shots at this guy.
Have the same wounded one.
Holy crap.
All right, those are all hits.
Fucking golems.
Dang. So it'll be 23 to everybody in range on when they start their turns, and my golems just did 15, 20, 26 damage. Dang.
All right. I'm trying to find information on how to damage items, because that was a lot of damage that a big stone just did. That clogged Arafel. I want to know if your cart's in good shape or not.
Well, it's,
Can't Ryle
it's
just
a metal
repair the
card.
cart?
Yeah, he'll repair it.
It's a metal
That-
cart. I mean,
that's
it might have
just-
it might have just like knocked off that or where he was sitting or
Yeah,
behind it.
I forgot you had the repair option. Not a big deal for you. Okay, until you die, and then I have to figure it out. So that was just Ryle who went. So we were to Caldus.
I will step here and begin long sorting the shit out of this dog.
All right. I think those both hit. Yep, they both hit.
Don't kill it though.
Don't kill it.
I don't want to waste smites on things that he's just dumped the biggest cherub dump ever on, so I will end my turn gracefully.
All right. Very good. Arafel.
Arafel is going to fly 30 feet straight up in the air. And then...
That's kind of surprised you didn't have the first round.
Yeah. The one guy wasn't going to get to me, and the other guy was going to throw a boulder at the guy the furthest away from him who hasn't attacked him. The luck of the draw. Going to cast Cure Wounds on himself. Third level. And then he is going to give... no, it's not going to do anything. That's it.
Okay.
It's his turn. Gonna...
Very good. Bird.
Same action. He's going to distract. He's going to stay on this one giant's helmet and peck at him.
Gotcha. All right. This giant is going to... First off, he's going to make his wisdom save. Okay. Did not make that. So he takes how much damage? 20 something?
23.
23. Didn't like that at all. So he is going to take a step over towards you. I don't think you need to have to take a step. He's right there. And he is going to whack at you with his great axe.
Okay. If he hits and he rolls below a 25, I'm going to use shield.
Okay. $28, 26.
Yeah, shield does not help.
Shield is not going to help there. I still can math. You are going to take 60 damage.
All right, guys. It's been nice knowing you.
I rolled a 12, a 12, and a 12 on the second attack for the damage, plus 6. So that's 42 on that one attack alone.
Jesus.
All right, I'm down.
All right.
Jesus.
The golems are, well, I did order them to start attacking, so I guess they'll follow wherever Aerophil goes. While he's flying around, they'll try and stay below him and guard him, and just keep on attacking.
Okay. Specifically, you told him to attack that one, right?
I told him to guard Airfield and attack whichever ones we were attacking, so he'd probably just keep on attacking the ones I was attacking until we died.
Okay. Very good. That was that Frost Giant. Winter Wolf is now going to try and gnaw on the Paladin. What's your AC, Caldris?
20.
All right, he does not hit you. His breath does start feeling cold again. The scout is going to be quite distraught at this. He's like, I haven't been paid yet. And he's going to take another longbow shot at the giant. He will hit again. All right. Frost Giant will take a step forward, and he will start whacking on Caldris as well.
This is going well.
Yeah.
All right, only hit you once for 25 damage.
I can take approximately 2 more of those.
All right. Verbar.
Alright, Verbar will keep up the guerrilla tactics and will be making another longbow attack against the same super injured now.
Oh, you were... okay, but you had advantage because you were hidden. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, I was saying, I'm talking to the mystic comment.
Oh, I was like, what?
Give you a damage roll. All right, 20 damage. To which one? To the front one?
The one I've been
Back.
shooting the whole time.
One you've been shooting the whole time. Okay.
And
All
hopefully
right.
he's nearly dead.
Ryle, why don't you give me a death save, please?
What? All right, so I'm calling one. Oh, I get back up with 1 HP.
You're conscious of 1 HP. You're still prone on the ground, but yes, you are back alert and alive. You're in pain.
You can use half your movement to stand up, right?
No, it's death saves at the end of the turn.
Okay.
I will give you the opportunity to give me a.
Stealth.
No, they don't know you're awake. I was gonna have you give me a deception check to see if you can play dead, but
I am mostly dead.
for here we'll so that's that. Caldris.
Longsword to dog.
Okay. That's a hit.
Is it dead?
He is not dead. I think with smites, you got to tell me. You got to tell me before. Let's see how smites are phrased. But yeah, if you want to smite, feel free to smite.
Let me see on smite.
Do it. We need to get one of these
Yeah.
massive damage.
I have to know that I hit, but it doesn't specify. It just says when I hit with a melee weapon, so I have to confirm that it is a hit before I can announce that it is a smite.
Right. Okay. I'll go and it doesn't say specifically before you know damage or anything, so I will go ahead and tell you whether if they're still alive or not, so you can ration them a little bit more. It's 2d8 for level 1 smite.
Yeah, I'm typoed. Nice.
All right. So that's 14. Still up. Hit. Still up.
I feel like I'm gonna need my spell slots.
Looking wobbly, but still up.
Fuck it. I will actually smite the shit out of it. can't fucking type.
All right, that did it. So you just lob that giant dog's head off. Arafel.
Arafil, I imagine his eyes like going gray as Storms would, and he's going to. I haven't found the perfect. Oh, I did. I had a song. I'm playing that same song as before. Giant storm cloud is gonna rise right in the middle of this battle, but it is going to strike the giant that threw the boulder at me, the one in the back.
Okay.
That's terrible. And I'm going to fly another 10 feet up in the air. 20 feet up in the air. No. I'm going to stay where I am.
All right. And Bird?
Same as before. Distraction on that same one.
All right. And then this frost giant. Veribrar, did you hide again? I forget.
I did.
You did.
I always hide.
All right. How high up did you fly?
30.
30? All right. Well, then again, like, he doesn't like you. He knows you cast that. He suspects you cast that spell on him because you're just sitting up there playing music.
Does the hypotenuse give him disadvantage though?
It would be disadvantage. The other point is that I was gonna do it.
I just wanted to check. I like that geometry saved.
I've always been. But on the other hand, Cal just killed Fluffy. Let's see. Arafel, 1 or 2.
4.
That's not an option.
1.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for the paladin.
Joke's on them. This is exactly how I wanted them.
Actually, he's going to pull a net off of his belt, and he's going to try and entangle you in the net.
I run between the legs of the other giant.
No, he's not very good with that net. He rolled a 7, so you are able to dodge out of the way of the net. Because that would have restrained you and given the other giant advantage on both of his rolls. Scout will continue shooting at that giant. Oh, and he hits twice that time. And then the giant will try to smack the shit out of Caldris.
20.
Only hits once for 20 damage. Still up?
Yeah.
All right. Veribrar, peeking out from your hiding spot, your friends are getting wrecked.
Yep. I'm gonna stick with the tried and true method of shooting this guy.
You hit him good, it might kill him. That's not enough.
And then I will run around and hide again.
18, 26, yeah. You didn't even roll max. You had to roll close to max, so not max, but you could have definitely killed him. You're still hidden. They're really getting tired of you, by the way.
To me?
Yeah.
That's why I'm a ninja. If I ever rolled below 20 on my stealth roll, I'd be a lot more worried. So far, I've been pretty lucky on that.
Okay. Ryle, you are lying on the ground.
All right. First off, since the golems are still up, they're going to be shuffling around, trying to stay between the giants and Arafil.
Well, Arafil's 30
But
feet up in the air.
Arafil's 30 feet up in the air, so they're not doing a very good job of it. But I did order them to keep on attacking, because they're going to keep on attacking that one giant.
Okay.
It's the same one that I was attacking, right?
Yep.
Nice. That should hopefully end him.
All right.
Hopefully.
Those are all hits. Yeah, he had 5 hit points left, so you're good. He's dead.
Okay. Yeah, they're all going to lose to volley at the same time, and he's dead.
All right. Since you are conscious, if you give me a stealth check and roll over a 15, I'll give you advantage on the first attack as you leap to your feet and swing your maul.
All right. Apparently, I make some noises as I stand up, and I look at this giant here. Is he wearing metal armor?
What kind of armor are they wearing? That's a good question. It's patchwork, so yes, there's bits of metal in there.
Okay.
Some leather. It's got some maybe the shoulders are made of metal. There's a bit of a breastplate or something.
All right. Well, as I'm standing up, he hears me mutter some words, and I cast. If I can find the button, I cast heat metal on him.
Okay, that's a good spell.
So
Melt
where's
the
the-
frost giant.
So 2d8 damage, and he gets disadvantage on his attack rolls, which I just remembered it did.
All right, go and give me a 2d8.
Yeah. Oh, there's the button. So that's 10 damage or half.
All right, very good. Caldrus.
I'm gonna shuffle right over here. I'm gonna read a spell description to make sure I understand it. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Wrathful Smite. And probably miss twice.
Yes, that is a mist of twice, and the bard has not given you bardic inspiration yet.
Okie dokie.
Okay, but for a minute, up to a minute, so as long as you survive this next round, you will be able to use that again the next time. And real quick, Ryle, since that's a bonus action to do the damage with that, so is it a bonus action to command your minions?
It is, and I'm not going to be able to use the damage next turn, but the spell should still stay in effect.
Yes, the spell is in effect as long as you concentrate on it. It's just we won't be able to do damage next turn with it. Okay, Arafel.
Arafel is going to you cast Vicious Mockery. Let me just make sure on the. He'll fly down a little bit closer, within 60 feet of the giant. Cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
And he gets disadvantage. If he doesn't make the save.
Nope.
Oh, wait. Did he get disadvantage auto for heat metal?
Yep, as long as I'm still up.
All right, never mind then.
Well,
Can I take that back?
Well, I can fall over with a fart or something because I've got 1 HP, so we might need it. But whatever you want to do.
Is Vicious Mockery just disadvantage on his next attack or on his next round?
It is his next attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do something else if you want to do something else.
Yeah, I'll just pop Call Lightning again. The cloud will
Okay.
send
So
another bolt down.
Use that same roll, so he still failed. All right. That was a good one. All right. He's really, honestly, he's really annoyed with Arafel. He put the crown on him and hit his own dog. Then he keeps shocking the lightning. And Ryle just popped back up. These guys are both pretty squishy. And really, Arafel, you haven't done that much damage to him. He's just going to take one big swipe. First attack will be on Caldrus. Second will be on Ryle. Basically, he gets 2 attacks, but he's basically grooving through both of you with one monstrous swing. All right. Calders manages to get out of the duck underneath. However, Ryle, you take it full to the face, and you go down again.
Does it? That's with disadvantage.
Oh, you're right. With
And-
disadvantage, I forgot. What's your AC?
20.
Just let me know if it hits.
With disadvantage, it does not hit.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Woo! Way to go, not dead team.
Yeah, I completely forgot I did have a CC spell.
All right. Bird.
He's just going to fly over and, well, he's not going to land on this guy's horns because they're most likely heated up, but he's going to peck at his face and try and distract him.
Gotcha. All right. Scott will continue trying to pepper him with arrows. And he's going to keep hitting. Another 14 damage. The scout is not doing massive amounts of damage, but he's consistently giving you guys another 8 to 15 points. Verbar.
Verbar will move over here, take a longbow attack, and then we'll hide again.
All right. That's a hit. Minus 22. All right. Ryle.
Okay, I'm going to stand back up. I'm going to look back at Airfield, and my golem's wandering around under Airfield, wherever he is. And I'm going to yell at him to, Airfield's fine. Concentrate your fire on this last giant. And I'm going to take a swipe at him with Booming Blade.
Okay.
And
14 does not. It's a 15 is the AC, so just the crit hits.
Well, does he get advantage from the bird? Because I already had advantage from being hidden, and I didn't need that advantage. How does that work?
Bird only helps melee.
He's doing melee.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't have helped you anyway.
Oh, then perfect.
Okay.
So he gets a 23.
Yep.
So it does 19 or 14 damage.
All right.
So a total of 24 damage.
Alrighty. Looking wobbly. He's still up. Caldrus.
Longsword to the face. So I need him to make a wisdom save. That jerk.
It does do another d6 psychic damage, however, I believe as well.
Yeah.
All right, that 13 is not hit, so you're gonna do 11 damage. All right. Arafel.
Arafil is going to call the lightning again. Right on
All
top
right. Telling you right now, he's 11 hit points. So if he makes the save,
of him.
he gets another round of attacks.
Does he have disadvantage on saving throws?
Yes, he does. Because well, actually, no, he does not. Because he only gets disadvantage if he takes damage from the spell. Arafel, Ryle did not cause him to have disadvantage this round.
Oh, well, shoot. I didn't realize that. Okay. It wouldn't be spell saves anyways. It's just ability checks.
He fails. Lightning just strikes him right in the helmet, and he keels over.
Get out of the way before I get crushed.
Although I assume we're going to take a rest. Arafil will fly down and start healing his companions. Casting this once. Last a minute. I can get off 10 of them, I believe, would make
Yep.
sense.
Exactly. All right, so you guys can do that and take a rest, and then we'll take a 5-minute break out of game. Actually, this is around the time we usually play. We can play for another hour if you like, to normal time. If you want to stop early because we have our 3 hours of play, that works too. I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm good for more time.
Yeah, I'm good to play on, but
It doesn't matter to me.
this is actually a decent divider point too, so I'm good either way.
I could play for a little longer. I have to be up early, so I wouldn't say much past.
I mean, if you need to go to bed, kicking ass on some like a big 2 giant battle is a good spot for me. So I don't know.
I don't want to be the guy that makes us all go to bed, but I could go to bed. Well, I could go. I have to go do some things. We're trying to buy a house, and I got to do a few things tonight before I go to bed.
I mean, if you gotta do some stuff and he's got to be up early, we can end it. That's
All
fine
right.
with me.
We'll kill it here. You guys have about a day to get to the river. And we'll say you guys take a short rest and wake up in the morning.
I'll make it up
no.
for you.
And wake up in the morning, level 7. Like what?
You're not
Right.
listening, no.
I just want to cast this.
Okay.
I didn't take any damage, so
That's first 3 for Caldrus, the last 3 for.
All right. So you in their bags they had 2,400 copper. They had 700 silver. Actually, that's not even right. They had 1,300 silver. They had 600 gold.
Somebody's doing the treasure, right?
600 GP, you said? Okay.
Yep. That seems like a lot. Then again, I did give you guys a card, and I made it very easy for you to go through the woods with the card. I probably should have had to not been. I'll let you do that. Oh well. Hindsight 2020.
It's because we hired the expert guide.
That's true. That is true, actually. If you didn't do that, if you decided you want to go overland, I probably wouldn't have let you do it, or I would have made it be really fucking slow. But you did pay for the expert guide. So 92.
Did somebody put the earlier gold in Team Treasure?
No. There is a carved wooden statue of a elf. And looks like a human skull on a chain, like it was worn as like he's making a necklace or something.
You.
Veribar, if you think I remember that, you are insane.
I was asking Caldrus.
Oh.
I remember him typing it out while we were doing it, but I don't remember what it said.
I'll go get it.
I'm putting it in Team Treasure right now.
$1,500 copper, 600 silver, 200 gold.
By the way, that
You said 15. How much silver? Sorry.
1,500 copper, 600 silver, 200 gold.
Okay. Awesome.
By the way, that statue you found, it's pretty well made. It looks like it's probably carved by one of the giants, and it's life-sized. So it's like a 5-foot tall, massive tree stump of a statue. What was I going to say? Don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, well.
And the skull thing?
Oh, the skull means a human skull, so you know how big that
Oh,
is.
we're just going to leave that. Alright. I thought it was like a jade skull or something.
Nope, human skull. As I said, it's threaded. It had a rope, like a leather thing tied through its eyes, so it looked like it's planning on making it up like a necklace or something.
Alright, well, we're back and distinctly not broke. So that's good.
Actually, I had a. This is one of the shows with you guys. The map that tower I made previously. I did a really jackass thing to my party, and they almost fell for it. Where there was a well in the basement in the dungeons, and I had put in the bottom of the well. I put what looked like a little bit of water with a chest in the middle of the water. But the water wasn't water; it was actually a gelatinous cube. With the idea being they'd jump down into it and get absorbed into the gelatinous cube. But they didn't do that. They sent their familiar down and found out it was a gelatinous cube. And then in the chest there was like 50,000 silver pieces. And also the Universal Sullivan magic item, which would have like broken down the gelatinous cube. So they had a chest they couldn't carry with the cure for the gelatinous cube inside the chest. And they almost jumped down into the well to get that chest out, and I was so angry that they didn't. But anyways, hope you guys are well. I'll talk to you all throughout the week, and we'll play again next week. Actually,
Yeah.
That's not true. Next Thursday, I believe I am occupied. Is there another day next week that works for you guys?
I think my Wednesday game is not playing next week. I can verify that, which would mean that any night next week would work for me.
As long as it's not Sunday.
I'm good any night. I'm not
Yeah, I can do
good
most nights.
next Thursday, the following Thursday, the 24th.
Okay.
Oh, I can't do the weekend. I'm working the 19th and stuff, but any weekday next week.
Yeah, I can do during the week next week.
Well, let's plan on next Wednesday. Actually, no. Let's try and plan on next Tuesday, unless something comes up in the meantime.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Alrighty. Talk to you guys next week.
I had
Have a
fun,
good day,
guys.
James.
I'll see y'all
Have fun.
later.